What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 1 Monday Night Football.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for this 2-game Monday Night Football slate. You can use these picks for the 2-game slate or the single-game Showdown slates. And if you stay to the very end after all my picks and after I show you the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll give you my super secret sleeper pick that no one's talking about. Okay guys, my Monday Night Football quarterback is going to be Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans playing the New Orleans Saints, who gave up the 14th most fantasy points overall last year, and they gave up the second most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson scored 22.4 fantasy points per game last year, and he got 6.2 rushes per game. So I love the rushing upside of Deshaun Watson, and he's projected at 21.6 fantasy points here tonight. He's $6,800 DraftKings salary and $1,700 more on FanDuel. I also like the game script here. They could fall behind the Saints, forcing Deshaun Watson to go to the air and use his legs to come from behind. So I like Deshaun Watson here versus the New Orleans Saints.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And then we'll send you $100 PayPal.
So it's that easy,
and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video.
So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, my Monday Night Football running back, he's the obvious pick here. I like Alvin Kamara from the New Orleans Saints playing the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans had a great defense last year, but Alvin Kamara scored 24.2 fantasy points per game. He got 12.9 rushes per game and 7 targets per game. So he's a dual threat and one of the most dynamic players on the field. He's projected at 19.8 fantasy points here tonight. He's $8,500 DraftKings salary and $200 more on FanDuel. It's hard to fade this guy. He's most likely going to be the highest scoring running back on this slate. That's why I like Alvin Kamara here versus the Houston Texans. And as a low salary running back, I like Phillip Lindsay, who's got a real nice matchup here versus the Oakland Raiders, who gave up the 3rd most fantasy points overall and the 6th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. He scored 15.5 fantasy points per game last year, off of 12.8 rushes per game and 3.1 targets per game. He's projected at 12.7 fantasy points, and he's $5,200 DraftKings salary and $1,300 more on FanDuel. So I like Phillip Lindsay here versus the Oakland Raiders. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL, MLB is still going, NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. My Monday Night Football wide receiver is Emmanuel from the Denver Broncos playing the Oakland Raiders, who had the 3rd worst defense overall last year, and they gave up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Emmanuel scored 17.3 fantasy points per game last year off of 8.2 targets per game. He's projected at 11.5 fantasy points here tonight, and he's only $5,500 DraftKings salary and $300 more on FanDuel. I think that's a great price for Emmanuel Sanders, who's in a really good matchup, so I like Emmanuel Sanders here versus the Oakland Raiders. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My Monday Night Football tight end, I'm going a little bit outside the box here, but I like Darren Waller from the Oakland Raiders playing the Denver Broncos, who had a middle-of-the-pack defense overall last year, and they gave up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Darren Waller scored 3.9 fantasy points per game last year off of 1.5 targets per game. He should have a bigger role in the offense this year, and he's projected at 7.9 fantasy points here tonight, and he's only $3,400 DraftKings salary and $1,800 more on FanDuel. So this is a home game for Waller. He's got a nice matchup, so I like Darren Waller here versus the Denver Broncos. If you have the salary, Jared Cook is probably in the best spot tonight. He scored 12.9 fantasy points per game last year off of 6.3 targets per game. And then for the Denver Broncos, you got Noah Fant and Jeff Howerman. Both of these guys are low salary. They both got great matchups. It's just hard to know which one of those guys is going to get the ball.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
You've unlocked the bonus content. Okay, my super secret sleeper pick for this Monday Night Football slate is Hunter Renfro from the Oakland Raiders playing the Denver Broncos, who had a middle-of-the-pack defense overall last year, and they were middle-of-the-pack defending opposing wide receivers. Hunter Renfro is new to the scene, but now that they don't have Antonio Brown, he should see more targets and more action on the field. Hunter Renfro is $3,600 DraftKings salary and $900 more on FanDuel. He's projected at 7.2 fantasy points here tonight, so I like Hunter Renfro here versus the Denver Broncos. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.